Hey everybody, Johnny Sep, Projekt Sep, day 10, live on Filthy Limper Radio, doing the audio version tonight. I'm actually joined on this version of Projekt Sep with Kevin Wright and Crow Diddley, who are joining me also live on the radio. We're doing kind of a 2-for-1 thing tonight where I'm doing Projekt Sep and Filthy Limper all in one shot just so that I could save myself some time and some work. So we're going to talk a little bit about my day. And talk a little bit about a few things with Projekt Sep that I have on my mind. We're going to talk about to Kevin, get his opinion since he's probably someone that I look to and trust more than anybody else in poker. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kevin's poker room. I was there yesterday, so here we go. Today, first of all, last night with Projekt Sep, I had a video error. I apologize for that. I recorded 4 different things. I brought the camera with me. I'm going to talk to these guys to see if they like that idea or not. I don't, I'm still playing with things, not as far as just gameplay goes, but as far as like experimenting with how the actual end product documentary is gonna work. And I brought the camera with me. It's kind of a pain in the ass to bring it with me everywhere because it's not like a cell phone camera. It's like a big clunky, Kevin saw it last night. It's like an actual legitimate like camera. And I don't want to be wearing that thing and carrying it everywhere I go, but I think it makes for better documentary if I'm bringing it with me as opposed to just recording myself when I get home. So questions, comments, opinions on that, let me know. But anyway, I got home super late last night. I got home at like 6 a.m. Actually, about 5 a.m. I got to bed about 6 a.m. Woke up today at right around 1:30, I guess, somewhere like that. I lost my phone last night. Again, the dozenth phone this year. I'm hoping Kevin has it at his place. He's having somebody check for me now. So I'm not really sure on the times completely, and that's why I was running late today, because I had to keep asking people what time it was. I played today. I played No Limit Hold'em today because those look to be the best games running. I lost a full buy-in today. It was just I'm struggling a little bit the last couple of days after a really great start, and that seems to be my MO lately. And I think it's because I start to let things start to interfere with my thought process and my mindset. And there's an incredible amount of pressure that I'm feeling as far as pleasing everyone, performing, making sure that my investors' money is well regarded. All of those various things are way heavy on my mind. And then we had like a whole discussion about tournament EV and these sorts of things, and I start second guessing my personal decisions, and I need to just start accepting the fact that I've done this for so long and I know what I'm doing, and the 21 people who invested in me just have to have that trust factor with me, that I'm always going to do what's best even if they think that it might not be plus EV when I know from personal experience that it is, or whatever. So today I played No Limit Hold'em. I chose No Limit Hold'em because it was the same old stud game that's always going. And I knew I wasn't gonna be able to put in like a full long ass day today because of the show. So I wanted to just make sure that I was going to play in a game where I could actually move some money around and it wasn't going to take me 12 hours to do it. So I played the No Limit game, bought in for 300, wound up just playing super duper lockdown, waiting to find a good spot. I hated my table. I got a table change request in, but they might have forgotten about me or whatever, so I just stayed put. I actually knew one of the kids at the table from one of the local games, like that Kevin would know him too, but I couldn't put my finger on what his name was or anything like that. But the game was just not the kind of game that I generally like to play in. But I was having a tough time getting up and out of it. to get into something more favorable. I didn't want to play in a 2-5. The stud game, like I said, it's the same stud game, and it wasn't looking appealing. Nobody really was deep on the table. The Mohegan 5-10 stud game is actually much better than the Foxwoods 5-10 stud game, but it's really like iffy on when it's running. But anyway, I'll talk about that more about that in a second. As far as today goes, it was just kind of a brutal day overall. I don't play. I mean, when I play tournaments, and Kevin can attest to this as well, I have a completely different play style in tournaments to cash games. I play a lot snugger in cash games, and sometimes I feel like I should kind of play cash games like I play tournaments, but I don't, because I know that there's enough players who make mistakes, and without working against the clock as you are in a tournament, I can wait on those mistakes. But the downside to that is, if you're an 85% favorite, you're still going to lose 15% of the time. But I wound up losing a big hand with Ace King, where I actually made an ace on the flop. I had Ace King, I raised, I got one caller. The flop was Ace 6-7. I wound up making a big bet. Well, not a huge bet, but I think I bet 17 into like a 20 pot. Kid who was a little bit short shoved on me. At that point, you just kind of get that feeling in your stomach, like, ugh. He shoved on me for like 115 or something. And you're just like, ugh. Like, did I just run into a set of sixes, a set of sevens? Like, what does this kid have? And can I actually fold my hand here? And sometimes you decide that the correct thing to do is fold. Sometimes you decide that the correct thing to do is call. I wound up taking a call because I thought my hand played well against like a lot of range that people in no limit hold'em cash games are playing, like ace queens and ace jacks and ace tens. That somebody who was in for 60 bets would probably decide to commit to. He wound up having ace six, which is just fucking one of the bigger trouble hands you can play in that situation. But worked out well for him, so I lost a big pot there. I can't even actually think back and remember a notable pot that I won. Just like the other day, I couldn't remember a notable pot that I lost. Today, I can't remember a notable pot that I won. But throughout the course of the day, I just wound up whittling down. I moved in with like King 10 once I got short enough, and it was time for me to start getting ready to go. I lost that hand. It wasn't like I just chunked off the King 10. That was actually a pretty good spot for me to pick up a lot of dead money in the pot. But anyway, I wound up getting up from there, cashing in my comp points. This week it was only like 10 because I played, and not 10 points, $10 because I played in various spots and everything else. And one of the days I played, the computer system was down and never got signed in at Mohegan Sun. So my total after comp was like minus 290 today, which puts us at, let me just pull up my spreadsheet, puts us at plus 483 on the week. And I'm not going to play anymore this week, so I'm going to process payments, get them all out. This is something that I kind of wanted to talk about too, because I was thinking about it today. One of the things when coming up with Projekt Sep, it was all a concept. It's not like it's ever been done before or I've ever done it before. So I'm kind of, it's kind of a vague process where things sound great in theory, but execution isn't great. One of the things that sounded great in theory, but isn't going to execute super well is paying out every Thursday immediately following the show. And for no other reason but the fact that I have the money on me in cash right now, and I have to get it on PayPal to pay everybody. So I'm going to pay a bunch of people tonight with what I have on PayPal, and then I'm going to go make a deposit tomorrow so that I can pay everybody else off. So don't go getting all nuts and be like, oh, I didn't get paid on Thursday. Like, I understand that. It's just difficult for me to play, do the show, and make the deposit all on Thursday. And if I would have thought through in advance better, I would have said that payouts would be on Friday. Most likely moving forward, they will be on Friday. If anybody has a huge problem with that, I don't see anybody who should have a huge problem with that. But if for some reason it's something nobody can get over, let me know, and I'll make sure that uh, I'll do whatever I have to do to do a swap or a bar or whatever to pay on Thursday night instead of opposed to Friday mid-morning, early afternoon when I can actually get to the bank and make a deposit. Because of the schedule I've been keeping, I'm not awake right now in banking hours anyway. But I'll get everybody paid out. It's going to be, Crow Diddley, you're pretty good with math. What's the math on that? Since I closed my spreadsheet.
I don't even know what the numbers were. Sorry.
Let me pull my spreadsheet back up then. Let's see.
Were you were up 770
you have
yesterday or
you're at
something?
493. Is that what you said? And 60%? Is that what you're paying up?
Yeah, 289. Yeah, 289 change. So yeah, like 290. So everybody expect to get your shares worth based on 290. I'm going to close the spreadsheet again. Guaranteed I'm going to need to open it again, and it's like in my radio folder and all that. But anyway, so that's where we're at for the week. So looked like a much better week. I was up like almost 1,200 at one point this week. But, game can be brutal. Kevin.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you something Projekt Sep related, but I forget now. But anyway. All right, so that's Projekt Sep. I'll just end it at that. It's 8:37, so I'll timestamp that. All right. Crow Diddley, you wanted to ask Kevin some questions about his poker room. It's probably a good time to do so since we're on the subject.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too specific or, obviously.
You can